Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Invest with Tanya. Today, I have a very special guest on with me, Jose Esparza. Hey, Jose, how are you doing?
I'm good, Tanya. How are you?
Pretty good. Today, we're going to be talking about how fast the real estate market is changing. But first, let's talk a little bit about you, Jose. Just tell us a little bit about your experience in the market.
Yeah, no, thank you, Tanya, for having me in your show. I'm excited to be here. And so, yeah, I've been in the business. I got my real estate license in 2006. Before that, before getting my license in real estate, I was actually doing mortgage lending for 3 years. I started out as a processor, and then I already started, doing origination for a mortgage broker. And then I decided to just get into real estate. So, funny story. When I went to the mortgage company, I actually wanted to get my real estate license. And I was like, hey, I want to get my real estate license. And they're like, well, you're in the wrong place. This is actually a mortgage company. And I'm like, what's the difference? Like, why come I can't do real estate? And they're like, well, this is just different. Like, this is the mortgage company and we're not hiring. And I was like, man, I'll just, clean the bathrooms, I'll do paperwork. I just need a job. And so they're like, yeah, we like your attitude. And they hired me. But that's how I started real estate.
A lot of people say that we're going through a recession. So you've already got experience going through 2008 and 2009.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
think that this experience that we're going through is similar?
It's not similar at all. This is something very different. Let me take you back to the beginning of 2022. I think 2022 after COVID, there was a lot of money given to individuals, right? And so there was a lot of money to spend. And so there was just a lot of money going around. And so with that, that's why we had high numbers. And so what happened was that in the beginning of 2022 or 2020, actually, the housing, as you remember, the housing market, it was just not a lot of inventory. There was a lot of buyer demand. Inflation went up the roof. And in 2022, it's when they realized, you know what, we're going to have a problem, right? And so with the chaos and the uncertainty, the feds basically they raised their rates. I remember selling my house in March of 2022. And by the time I closed on my new house in May, my rate was 4.75. But when I went under contract 45 days before, I remember the rates were like at, three and a half, 3.875. Then all of a sudden, boom, in July, they went up like double, like 5.5, and then 6.5, and then almost 7%. And so there was a lot of uncertainty. And so again, because the Feds had raised the rates, that created just a lot of uncertainty for the buyers, right? And so that's why there's a lot of rumors that, hey, the market is going to crash. But this is very different from 2008. That was a mortgage crisis in 2008.
Okay, that's good to know. And so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about where we stand today because I know buyers have way more options right now than they did really since 2021. So
Yeah,
I'm really loving it. I really love seeing that buyers are able to ask for like seller concession, interest rate buy downs, all those things
yeah.
you're seeing in your real estate
Yeah,
business.
definitely. I feel like this is more of a healthier market because before it was like you put a one house on the market, you priced it high, right? And then you would get like 10 and 15 offers above asking price. So that would bring the price up more. And so, with today's market, it's a healthier market. The prices haven't dropped much. They've dropped some, but
Yep.
not like 2008 where it was like 50% drop. No, I'm seeing like 5% drop, maybe 2%. I did numbers for January of 2022 and January 2023. The average market asking price in January of 2022 was about 368. For January 2023, the asking price was 395. And I noticed that for Bane County and Washington County here in Arkansas, the sales price was actually 386. That's 98%, basically 2% difference from list to selling, which is not like, again, 2008, where it was like 50, 60% drop. You had a lot of houses in the market in 2008. Right now, you have houses on the market, but they sell, especially if you price them at market value or if you price them under market value, they will sell.
Yeah, that's been my experience just going through this market. I don't think I do as much as you, of course, but just going through and seeing just what my clients have been going through with putting offers in and having them accepted, it's been really nice compared to just trying to even get to see the house, because there was some at one point where they were selling in under like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah,
But yeah,
I'll give you an example. I recently closed a house recently in January, the last day of January. And I remember the client telling me, man, I should have jumped on buying the house you showed me last year, which was in 2022. And I said, well, if you remember correctly, I told you if you were going to make an offer on this property that I was going to recommend for you to do above 40,000 above asking price. And you almost said, yes, I'm willing to do that. But imagine like 40,000, yeah, you were going to get a rate of 4% versus now you're getting a rate of like, let's say 6%. However, yeah, your monthly payment is $600 more a month. However, you're getting $15,000 towards closing costs. Okay. You're not bringing money to the table. You're not bringing extra money to the table. You're not doing appraisal gap. You're able to negotiate repairs. You're able to get some incentives as well. So there's a difference between this and that. Like right now, you're going to bring, let's say, 20,000 to the table, basically your down payment, versus over here, you're going to bring about 60, 65, $70,000 to the table because you're going to also pay for your closing costs, no repairs, appraisal gap, so that's the difference. And he's like, you know what? That makes total sense. Thank you for sharing that with me. And he felt so much better about him buying that house.
yeah, and I know that a lot of people see these high interest rates and they automatically get really scared. What is something typically you'll tell your clients?
First of all, I asked him, do you need a house? That's question number one. Do you need a house? Not everybody needs a house. Do you need one? You may have one house, you may have a house right now that you probably don't need another house. So answer that question. Number two, are you renting? Are you paying rent? Rent is just going up as rates are going up as well. So if you're paying $1,600, $2,000, $2,400 in rent, that money you're never going to see. Versus if you have your house, the payment may be $200, $300 more a month, but this is your home and you're building equity. You're making memories. You get to paint the walls the way you want them. You get to do whatever you want with your house, decorate it the way you want, start making memories for your family. That's top two things that I ask or talk about.
Okay, that's really good to know. Just because I know that a lot of people are nervous about the interest rate, but like I've been telling everyone as well, right now you have more options. You're able to negotiate a little bit more. And in all honesty, like I feel like this market is much better than what we were even 2 years ago with the interest rates lower because you could refinance later on.
Yeah, not only that, but also buyers have more options to choose from. Before you only had one option and that's it, maybe one option. I remember doing my buyer consultations with my clients and it's like, I know there's nothing right now, but doesn't mean that tomorrow there's going to be an option for you. I know what you're looking for. So when something comes available on the market, we're going to go up and get up and go, and they knew they were going to make an offer above asking price, right? But at least now you have options. If you're looking for a certain school district for your kids, for your children, you're going to have at least two options there, right? So that's number one. And then also what I tell buyers too, first of all, you can always refinance the rate. Right now I see rates at like 5.7, 5.5. There's the ARM loans that you can do. Now, don't get scared with the ARM loans because right now it's a healthier market for an ARM loan. Before in 2006, 2007, when they were doing ARM loans, was basically for someone who had bad credit. You would do an ARM loan with 2-year fix at, let's say, 8% because you had the 580 mid score with collections. Then after the 2 years, if you didn't refinance, that would go up to 12%, 14%. So there's a difference. Right now, They're doing adjustable rates only for people who qualify, people who have excellent credits. It's for 5, 7, or 10 years. And so it's a healthier way of offering that to those that potential buyer or borrower versus before it was like, hey, let's just get you in the house, let's get you in, and then you can refinance later. But the credit was already bad and they couldn't refinance because they didn't. And then all of a sudden the mortgage, nobody was actually refinancing anymore because the banks weren't lending anymore. So they were kind of stuck. So they were stuck with that 12%, 13%, 14% rate, you know? And that's why we had the mortgage crisis. Anybody could get a loan. If you could breathe, you would get a loan. You know what I mean? Now banks are tougher. Banks, they check everything. They check even the day of closing, they're going to check what's called, they're going to do a soft pull. Make sure that you didn't go finance a dog or a cat. I say that in joke because we had a client one time that their deal got denied because they went to go finance a dog, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they'll check everything and they will deny the file.
Okay, well, that's always a very important thing to know. Like, don't finance anything else while we're waiting to close that house.
Exactly.
Yeah. Any final advice for home buyers that you've got, Jose?
And this is more for agents, you know, and yeah, it's for actually it's for everybody, but more for agents, for real estate agents. When a buyer tells you, hey, I'm not ready to buy, I'm not sure about the market, or hey, is the market going to crash? Look at the numbers, look at the stats. You know, NAR, the National Association of Realtors, named Norris, Arkansas, put us on the top 5 places to buy real estate in 2023 for many reasons. Okay. And this is not only 2023, but moving forward. The reason, number one, is because of affordable housing. And again, I know that many people that live here in Norris, Arkansas feel that prices are already high, but people from outside of this area of Norris, Arkansas, they think different. They know that the prices here are actually super low or affordable compared to other places in the United States. So guess what? They're the ones who are buying real estate. You know, we have an average of 30 people per day moving to this area. So if you don't buy, they're going to buy because they already know or they feel like it's affordable. And, you know, there's unemployment here in Norris, Arkansas, super low. I was just telling everybody, look around, look what's going on in our area. Look at the numbers, look at the growth, look at the commercial, look at the multifamily buildings, the apartment complexes they're building. Just look at the traffic. Go at 5 p.m., look at the traffic, you know, look at everything that's coming into this area. We have really good jobs, really good schools, and this is a very good place to still buy real estate. And so that's the only thing I would tell agents to tell their clients, and clients just kind of look around and see what's going on and listen to your agent. We're not going to force anybody to buy real estate. It's either for you or it's not for you, you know? And if it's for you, it's because you understand the market, you know? And if it's not for you, hey, no hard feelings. You buy when you're ready.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's one of those things that a lot of newer agents may think that because they feel like it's a good time to buy, everyone should be buying. But it's just a matter of when that person is ready. That is such an important.
Exactly. It's when you're ready. Exactly. When you feel confident, when you can go into the bank and say, hey, I want to apply. Hey, I want to go look for houses. Hey, I'm going to close on this house. And you know for a fact that's a house, you know, that you need to buy that home for you and your family. Just for you.
Yeah. Well, Jose, thank you so much for coming on my channel. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And so one more thing that I like to say is that I just opened my own brokerage. It's called Pack Home Realty. And so we're here it's based out of California, and now we're here in Arkansas. And so I'm super excited about our splits, about our training for the agents. And so looking forward to that. And just if you know anybody who wants to get into real estate, just have them call me.
Okay.
You can also follow me on my Instagram at Jose Esparza NWA.
Yes, and all of this stuff will actually be linked in the show notes. So if you guys have any questions for Jose, or if you're thinking about wanting to move brokerages, go ahead and talk to him. Okay? And I guess we'll talk soon, Jose.
Thank you, Tanya. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.